Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a digital landscape that has just completely transformed. We're looking at the massive, booming industry of AI-driven faceless channels and, well, the pretty serious ethical questions that are knocking right at our doorstep because of it.
So, can you actually build a massive digital empire entirely anonymously? In 2026, the answer to that is an absolute yes. We're right in the middle of a total paradigm shift in the creator economy. We're moving away from those personality-driven vlogs to highly optimized, totally automated content machines. It's essentially a gold rush happening quietly in the background, where the biggest stars on the internet might not even be human.
Okay, here's how we're going to break this all down today. First, we'll look at the faceless creator revolution. Then, profitable high CPM niches. Third, the AI production pipeline. 4, hacking the algorithm. And finally, we'll tackle the ethical voice dilemma.
Let's jump right into part 1, the faceless creator revolution, and how we are automating the modern creator.
You know, the barrier to entry has essentially just vanished. Think about the old way of making a video, right? It meant buying super expensive cameras, tweaking those meticulous lighting setups for hours, and then suffering through grueling 10-hour manual editing workflows that basically lead straight to burnout. But the 2026 way? It's all about AI-generated scripts, digital avatars, and click-and-generate synthetic pipelines. Creators are scaling their content globally without ever facing camera anxiety or investing thousands of hours. You're not painfully editing footage on a timeline anymore, you are managing an intelligent system that does all the heavy lifting for you.
So what exactly is a faceless channel right now? Well, it's a channel driven entirely by topics. Think finance, history, or tech, rather than a specific human personality. It totally transforms a channel from a personal vlog into a highly scalable, automated asset. Think of it this way. If you're the face of the brand, you're the employee. But if you're faceless, you are the business owner. You're building intellectual property that operates totally independently of your own physical time and energy.
All right, moving on to part 2, profitable high CPM niches, or the economics of attention.
Because here's the reality. Not all views are created equal, and the difference in profitability is honestly staggering. Advertisers pay using a metric called CPM, cost per mil, which is just what they pay per 1,000 views. Finance and investing content, that commands a massive premium, ranging from $15 to $40 per 1,000 views. Technology and AI pull in a really impressive $8 to $20. But broad, general entertainment, that only brings in about $2 to $8. The big realization here is that 1 million views in entertainment might buy you a nice dinner, but 1 million views in finance, that could literally pay your rent for an entire year. The money absolutely follows highly targeted, high-value audiences.
So you might be wondering, where is the ultimate sweet spot? It's found using what we call the passion versus profit framework. You need a perfect intersection of 3 things: high market demand, deep advertiser pockets, and high AI viability. Cooking content, for instance, that's notoriously tough for AI because people want to see real, visceral food being prepared. But a deep dive into historical events or emerging technology, AI can generate those visual assets perfectly. And those are exactly the audiences that advertisers are just desperate to reach.
That brings us to part 3, the AI production pipeline, and how you actually build this content machine.
This specific stack of artificial intelligence is exactly how creators are collapsing a 10-hour workflow into a simple point-and-click configuration process. You've got tools like Jasper writing highly engaging SEO-optimized scripts in literally seconds. Then OpenArts generates intricate visual sequences while perfectly maintaining the artistic style and consistency throughout the whole video. hain steps in next to provide incredibly natural voiceovers and hyper-realistic digital avatars. And then platforms like VidMachine handle the end-to-end automation, quietly tying this entire machine together.
And to show you just how accessible this actually is, look at the workflow top creators are using right now. Step 1, you just record a simple 15-second video of yourself on your phone at eye level in natural light. That is literally it. From that one brief clip, the AI clones your exact voice, your facial expressions, and even your subconscious micro-movements. Suddenly, you can drop a hyper-realistic clone of yourself into any setting imaginable: a professional gym, a modern kitchen, a bustling newsroom, and your avatar delivers the script flawlessly. It is totally mind-bending how fast this technology learns exactly who you are.
But once that automated pipeline is built, the potential for scale is just off the charts. This brings us to a concept called vertical scaling. Creators are using AI to translate their original scripts and synthetic voices into entirely different languages, complete with perfect lip syncing.
You can reach audiences globally, completely dominating international markets, without ever recording anything new or speaking a single word of that language yourself. It completely shatters geographic and linguistic borders.
Take the process of building a brand in regional languages like Urdu or Hindi, for example. A creator can write the course script using ChatGPT, generate a localized AI voiceover that actually understands cultural nuances, add auto captions to boost viewer engagement, and post consistently 3 to 4 times a week. It becomes this highly localized, hyper-targeted brand run entirely by automated systems from a laptop halfway across the world. Pretty wild, right?
Let's look at part 4, hacking the algorithm. This is the science of retention.
3. That is the exact number of seconds you have on TikTok to deliver a strong hook. If you don't grab them immediately with something super compelling, like, I thought this was fake until, the viewer simply swipes past and your video is dead in the water. To survive this frankly brutal retention metric, creators specifically prompt their AI tools to generate dozens of these high retention hooks just for testing, ensuring they catch the eye instantly. And over on YouTube, you have exactly 5 seconds. 5 seconds to tell the viewer exactly what they're going to get and why they should stick around. You absolutely have to skip that long, drawn-out intro and get straight to the value, or the algorithm just buries you. Attention spans are incredibly fragmented right now, and these platforms are completely unforgiving if you waste even a moment of the viewer's time.
So, to satisfy the algorithm's absolute obsession with retention, creators have to master click-through rates and watch time. What does that mean? It means using curiosity gap titles that make people physically feel like they need to know the answer. It means strictly using a 3-element rule for thumbnails to avoid any visual clutter that might confuse the eye. And crucially, it means injecting pattern interrupts every 3 to 5 seconds, a new clip, a text pop-up, a sudden zoom, just constantly resetting the human brain's attention span to keep them glued to the screen.
Now, we have to talk about part 5, the ethical voice dilemma, and the real human cost of all this automation. As we look at the immense power of these tools, we really have to look at the human beings behind them. Academic research brings up a totally chilling landmark case, Greg Marston. Back in 2005, Marston, who's a voice actor, signed a contract that unknowingly permitted the unlimited use of his synthesized voice by third-party platforms. With a single signature, he essentially lost control over a fundamental part of his own identity, indefinitely. It's a really stark reminder that real people provide the raw material for these automated empires.
Because these synthetic voices can be used in unforeseeable or entirely non-consensual contexts. I mean, imagine your own voice convincingly reading a script or endorsing a product you fundamentally disagree with. Donors can suffer severe reputational damage. It's a profound violation of identity. When an actor's voice is detached from their agency like this, it creates an entirely new form of moral harm that the tech industry is only just beginning to grapple with.
So, what's the systemic solution proposed by researchers? They argue for a shift from static to dynamic informed consent. Now, static consent is that one-time blind bulk agreement where you can't possibly predict future risks. Dynamic consent, on the other hand, gives voice donors ongoing contextual specific control. It's the fundamental right to actively accept or reject specific future uses of their digital voice, making absolutely sure their identity is never hijacked for a project they oppose.
Which leaves us all with one really vital question to think about. As we navigate this incredibly lucrative new frontier of video production, where exactly is the line? We are witnessing the birth of a multi-million-dollar industry built entirely on the unprecedented efficiency of machines. But if we don't balance that with the fundamental rights and identities of the humans who trained them, whose voice are we really listening to?